Welcome to Smackdown, and here's our general manager, Stephanie McMahon. Some strong words there by Stephanie McMahon, and that'll lead us right into our opening matchup for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. A fantastic matchup that has the Queen Charlotte Flair going one-on-one against Bianca Belair. Belair would get off to a flying start in this match, and she would show her power early. First hitting a front suplex on Charlotte Flair. Before sending her into the corner and punching her straight in the mouth. Bianca would then hoist Charlotte up, do a couple of squats, and nail a huge power slam. Flair would get back into this one by blocking a punch, hitting a few chops, and then landing a big drop kick on Belair. Charlotte would then head up to the top rope, land a big diving knee, but could only get the 2 count. Bianca would look to regain control as she would duck under a chop, hit another power slam, and then finishing it off with a standing moonsault. That would also only lead to a 2. Belair would just keep bringing it in this match. She would hit a slingshot suplex, then a very powerful military press, capping off this flurry by hitting a massive superplex from the top rope. Charlotte wasn't going away easy in this match, as she would regain control with a spinning neckbreaker followed by a drop kick, that would go for a 2 count. She wouldn't waste any time and go right into the natural selection. But Belair could just kick out at 2. In the end, Bianca would just be too much. She was too strong. She'd hit another massive combo before hitting another slam. Then setting Charlotte up for the KOD. And just like that, Bianca Belair is your WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. What a great match, and congratulations to Bianca Belair. I'm getting word that Kevin Owens is backstage right now with SmackDown General Manager Stephanie McMahon. Well, that's huge for Kevin Owens. He'll be in the main event tonight. But right now we're headed back to the ring for another singles match. The next matchup will see Sami Zayn taking on the original bro, Matt Riddle. Riddle started this match on fire. He would nail a lot of palm strikes, followed up by a massive head kick that almost shocked Sami Zayn right away, but Zayn was able to kick out at 2. Riddle would continue to put on the pressure, first by hitting a powerbomb. Then hit a big knee strike into a German suplex. And if it wasn't for the rope break, Sami Zayn could have ended his night very early. Zayn would finally get some offense in, first by blocking a strike and hitting Riddle with one of his own, before tossing the original bro to the outside. Zayn would continue his assault, first by throwing Riddle into the ring post, then the steel guardrail, and he would follow it up with a vicious backdrop onto the steel guardrail. And then he'd let the fans know how he felt about them. Zayn would bring Riddle back into the ring before climbing up the turnbuckle, hitting a huge crossbody, going for the pin, but could only get the 2 count. Sami Zayn looked to have it won when he connected with his blue thunder bomb, but Riddle somehow managed to kick out at 2, leaving Zayn in disbelief. Matt Riddle will begin to fire up by sending Sami Zayn into the corner, hitting a flying forearm strike, followed up by a running knee. He then set Sami up for a massive sit-out powerbomb, followed up by a giant head kick. Riddle would go for the pin after this crazy combo, but could only get a 2.99 out of it. The offensive onslaught would continue for Riddle, as he would nail Sami Zayn with 2 gut-wrench suplexes before setting up Zayn for the bro mission. Sami would have nowhere to go and would eventually tap out to the submission, giving Riddle the win. Coming up next, we're going to hear from our Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Reigns is as confident as ever, and we're going to find out who his first contender will be in the main event coming up next. We knew that KO was going to be in the main event, but we're still yet to find out who his opponent will be. Oh, it's Drew McIntyre. What a match this is going to be. Kevin Owens tried to pull a quick one on Drew McIntyre and start the match with a super kick, but McIntyre avoided and nailed KO with a brutal headbutt. McIntyre followed that up by sending KO to the corner and connecting with a huge big boot. McIntyre would go for the pin, but KO could kick out at 2. McIntyre would go for another headbutt. This time it's Kevin Owens who countered with a European uppercut, and then would ascend to the top rope and would connect with a flying clothesline. Owens continued to fire away on McIntyre and would lay in shot after shot after shot before hitting a dazed McIntyre with a huge cannonball. But McIntyre kicked out at 1. McIntyre would use his size and strength to regain the advantage, hitting Kevin Owens with a big clothesline. And then setting him up for a stalling suplex where he held KO over his head for about 5 seconds. But that still wasn't enough to put away Kevin Owens. With Kevin Owens still dazed, McIntyre would signal for the end, and he would hit KO with a Future Shock DDT. But Owens managed to kick out right before the 3 count. Owens would look to counter quickly, and he hit a dazed McIntyre first with a super kick to the back of the head and then right on the jaw. Owens would pounce quickly, but McIntyre still able to kick out at 2. Kevin Owens wasn't done. He'd hit McIntyre with a huge torture rack neck breaker, before running to the ropes and connecting with a huge frog splash. He'd go for the pin, the ref taking some time to get there, and that may have cost Owens as McIntyre just kicked out before the 3 count. Owens would then look for the finish as he'd go for the stunner, but it was blocked by McIntyre, who countered it into a big powerbomb. McIntyre would set himself up in the corner, wait for Kevin Owens to get up, and he connects with a huge claymore. And that would be enough to put away Kevin Owens, as Drew McIntyre is your new #1 contender. Look out, Roman, you have a Scottish psychopath on your trail. And now to a live look of the ratings war. So as you can see here, the overall match card does slightly favor Raw, but the match of the week does go to Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair's WWE SmackDown Women's title match. So after week 1, Eric Bischoff's Raw is slightly ahead of Stephanie McMahon's SmackDown. Will Eric Bischoff be able to turn this into another 83-week streak? We'll have to see and find out. If you missed week 1's episode of Raw, click the box here and it'll take you right to that episode. As for now, stay tuned for more episodes, and as always, thank you for watching.